Hey guys, I'm Nick, aka the one and only Nick's Games, and as you can tell from your screen, today I'm going to be teaching you guys how you can set up a Buycraft store. But first off, you need to go to Buycraft, so go to rkt.us/Buycraft to check that out and see what's going on with Buycraft. It'll take you right here. That's the first link in the description down below. All of that jazz. It will take you to this page, Buycraft, where we need to sign up for an account. Now, I'm going to walk everybody through the entire process here, right, from start to finish, and kind of walk and make sure everybody knows what's up. You might already have the store created, right? You might already have an account, but just in case you don't, I just want to show you how easy it is here. So, the password and create an account. So now, boom, there's that. What do we want our web address to be? In my case, I guess I'll just make this Nick's Games. Might as well, if that's not already taken. There we go. Now we need to install the plugin on our server. This is just like any other kind of plugin installation. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm actually going to do it offline just because I already have videos on how to install plugins. There's a video on your screen right now if you want to go check out and see exactly how you can install plugins in Minecraft 1.7.10, the newest version of Bucket that was available. It's right here. Otherwise, you can go ahead and, I guess, as soon as this jump up happens, we'll be moving on to actually setting up the store. So there we go. Buycraft is now set up on the server. And real quick, in our console, we need to copy our secret key here. For me, this is actually going to be blurred out for you or blacked out, but we need to go ahead and put that secret key in there, which for some reason it's not doing. There we go. Hit that, boom, goes through, and it is now ready to be used. And that's what it will say. Plugin is now ready to be used. And boom, the Buycraft store is now set up and running. And in all honesty, this doesn't matter, because guess what? I don't care if you guys have that. I just realized that. So there's the secret key. It doesn't matter if you use it or not. It's not going to really affect me. Next step, now we can say my server is running in offline mode, which means they need to purchase Minecraft to be able to play on the server, or it is running offline mode and is cracked. If you guys know me, I don't support Minecraft in any way, shape, or form. So we're obviously saying this is an online server and you don't need a cracked version. You have to pay for the game and buy the game to be able to play on it. So boom, complete, and it gives you some tips and tricks on what to do next. But luckily for you, I've already got this set up. I'm doing it for you. Now, everybody starts off with a premium trial right here for 14 days, which you can check out more information on if we go over to plans here, right? You are, by default, under this trial, right? For 14 days, you're under this. For $4.99 a month, you can keep it going every single month after that. But for the first 14 days, your server store is set up. You're under premium. After that, you'll be knocked back down to free. The key differences here is this. Unlimited packages, categories, and servers right here, right, is very, very important when it comes to setting up your store, right? You're going to have a lot of packages and categories and servers, specifically if you have a network of servers. For example, Skywars and Creative and Survival and Factions all on one server, right? You're going to have a lot of servers, categories, and packages. If you just have a survival server, you might be able to run it under free. However, I wouldn't recommend it. We actually, for my server, have the ultimate package, even though we are just a smaller server running survival. When we expand into a network, which is coming soon, we'll be able to easily do that without any issues. Also, there's extra chargeback protection and things like that that is with Ultimate that Premium doesn't have. Nevertheless, once you finally logged in, you'll be on your dashboard, right? First off, we basically will work through this web store, content, payment. They just work through everything down the line. So let's go ahead and go into web store here. We're going to go ahead and title this, right? We can name this Nick's Games Tutorial Server. Sure, that works, right? USD, that's the currency I want to use. If you want to use Euro, you could, but for me, it's going to be USD. Default language is English, and our homepage description, whatever you want to put here, I'm just going to put this is Nick's Games Tutorial Server right there, and hope you enjoy, right? And that's pretty much it. That is everything. This is a basic text editor, if I can type, where you can, like highlight stuff if you want, italicize it. You can upgrade to like a big heading or just down to a normal paragraph. You can change font size, all of that stuff. Very, very easy and simple to do. But for this, we'll just bold that and leave it. And we'll, I guess, as well add in a welcome. and then we will make that a heading 1. So there we go, and boom. All right, quick example of headings. This one's the biggest, and heading 5, 6 actually is the smallest. So that's how that works. So now if we go ahead and click update right down here, we can then click visit web store, and welcome, this is Nick's Games tutorial server. Hope you enjoyed. As you can see, that's what's going to be on the homepage right here on, as it says, the homepage description. That's going to be right here. If we go to store.theminecraftproject.com right here, which is my big time server, as you can see, we have a lot of information here, specifically about, being case sensitive with usernames and things like that, and how purchases happen, and making sure you have your parents' permission if you're under the age of 18. Just some important information, as well as that we do accept PayPal and all these other credit cards using PayPal. So that's how that works. So yeah, you can kind of just do whatever you want here. Feel free to use my server, store.theminecraftproject.com, for information, and that will be the second link down below, other than Buycraft. So you can check out all of that, and just use this as a guide. Please don't copy it word for word, but you can use it as a guide for your very own store. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and come back over here. So we've got that set up. You can also set up terms and conditions and the email you want sent after someone has purchased, but we'll leave that for now, and you can come back and do this after you are ready to start selling stuff. Go ahead and move on to design. Now, I like flat design. You can also use the classic design, but for me, we're going to do flat. And luckily for us, Buycraft has a ton of themes here already installed. I'm not going to be covering custom themes here, but you can install custom themes right here with a new theme and a new template. We have a custom theme on my server right here, but right here, new themes and templates is where you can install that. However, we're just going to use a built-in theme, and honestly, I like default the best. So if we go ahead and click update, come back over here to the store. This was Ignition, and we can reload, and boom, there's just default with flat design. If we change it to classic, it won't be flat anymore. It will be bigger, as you can see, and not flat, and it doesn't look as good in my opinion. So let's go with this flat design, update, and just to confirm that that did work, there you go. So that's pretty much it. Designing your store is very, very easy. You can come down here and edit themes, and add custom CSS and all that stuff. But that's just if you want to get into it and want to really put a lot of time and work into it, which honestly you should, but I'm not going to be covering it here because just getting all that set up is its own tutorial in itself. Luckily there you can Google and find out how to do that. Buycraft, I think, even has a tutorial on how to set up custom themes and templates, so there you go. Nevertheless, we can go ahead and go down to gateways. This is your payment gateways, guys. How do you get paid when someone buys something for your server? For me, I'm just going to go ahead and add a new gateway of PayPal. And we can go ahead and enter the primary PayPal address, which in my case, I guess will be my PayPal there. And price offset, you can set if you want them to pay fees, basically. For example, PayPal, I believe, takes a 2.9% fee on every sale. So you can have them pay that, but that's just kind of bad business in my opinion. I don't have people pay that, I pay that. So we're going to accept payments through PayPal, accept subscription payments through PayPal, and require the customer to provide shipping address. We do that to prevent fraud, but that's up to you, and you can update. That will now go through and add PayPal as an official payment gateway in your server. Everything else down here is require them to enter their name and stuff before, buying something on the server. There you go. Bypass payment gateways if the basket value is 0. If someone's getting something free, they don't have to go through the payment process. Obviously, that makes sense. And all of that stuff. So right down here is something I want to talk about, which is chargeback protection and prevention. The higher package you have, the better prevention you have. The basic package does have some, and basically you can deny Minecraft usernames who go over the chargeback threshold. I totally agree with that. And you can deny IP addresses which go over the chargeback threshold. I also agree with that. We do both on our server. Now, right here, as you can see, the higher this number is, I believe, I'm just going to confirm this real quick, the more chargeback someone is allowed. So the higher this number is, if it's at 100, the more chargebacks they're allowed. That's the maximum amount they can be allowed. If it's at 0 or 5, they're probably allowed like 1 chargeback. 40 is where this is by default, and that's probably a good number. I believe we raised it to 60 just in case, because we know how to handle chargebacks at our server. But if you're new to this, I would suggest leaving it at 40 or maybe even lowering it down to 30 or 20. But yeah, so that's how you can do that. Go ahead and click update, make sure everything is updated. And yeah, so as you can see, you have to have the ultimate plan to change the chargeback threshold slider. So by default, it's going to be 40 for you. But if you want to move it down or stuff like that, you can go ahead and buy ultimate. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and move on to servers. Just to confirm here, this is the server we set up. You can go in here and change the secret key and all that stuff, which I will be doing. But yeah, now you can go into modules, and this is where it gets pretty cool. What modules are the sidebar over here, right? What this sidebar is. You can remove modules and add a ton of different modules here as you would like. For this very quickly, let's go ahead and edit the top donator model to change it to top purchaser or top customer, because I hate the term donator, and you can reset that whenever you want. I'm going to reset it weekly, right? And then update. So now if we come over here and we reload, this will change to top customer, and there we go. We can also change the donation goal. Say you want a donation goal on your server. We're going to do that every month, yada, yada, yada. Goal, what's our goal? Let's say our goal is $1,000 a month, and the percentage can go over 100, and let's animate it. Update. Then we can come over here and reload, and there you go. As you can see, that changed to 1,000. Recent donations, we don't want that, so let's delete that. But let's go in here and add, right, a text box. This is just like we were working with our web store homepage, except this goes in our sidebar, and we'll say this is a sample module just to show how to add one, right? Boom. And then we can do sample, right, like this, module. Boom. Very quick and easy. Update takes us back to here, and if we come over here and refresh, we'll see recent donators or recent donations disappear and sample module appear with what we typed. This is sample module just to show how to add one. Boom. There you go. Now we can go ahead and move on down to fraud protection. This is only available if you have unlimited, and basically this will check people to see if they've committed fraud and things like that. Commands. These are commands that are going to run every single time someone buys something on your server. We're going to talk about that more later, but I don't use these on my server. I do see how they could be more helpful for big network servers, so we'll be using them in the future, but for just basic survival servers, which is what I'm going to be using here as an example, this isn't really a big deal. Tax rates, for example, if you want to, say, add a tax rate to Tennessee, because we have an online tax rate in Tennessee, and I believe it is 9.5%, and we can set it to the United States, and then anyone in Tennessee will get hit with this tax whenever they buy from the store, if you have the unlimited plan. They really draw you in with that, don't they? But that is how you can do that, assuming you get an unlimited plan, and this allows you to integrate it directly on your website. For example, if you took this iframe code, copied it, and pasted it, you could just make your website be the Buycraft store, instead of people, for example, having to go to store.theminecraftproject.com. Instead of having to do that, they could just go to minecraft.com, minecraftproject.com/store, and it would be embedded directly on your site instead of on Buycraft. So yeah, that's how you can do that. Pretty simple stuff. And if you know iframe or you're using WordPress, you could easily embed an iframe code, and you should know how to do that. Very, very simple. Now, let's finally get over to adding packages and adding stuff to buy. Awesome. Add new package. What a package is, right? A package is a thing that people can buy on your server, right? Very, very simple to think about there. So let's just say this is a diamond sword, right? Nothing too complicated. Buying this will give you a diamond sword. Awesomeness, right? Like that. Now we can come down here and set what kind of purchase this is. Is it a one-time purchase, a subscription, or a single purchase and a subscription purchase? In my case, it's a single purchase, right? If you wanted to use a subscription model like we have over here, we go into ranks and enter our Minecraft username real quick. You can see you can subscribe monthly to get Emerald or Obsidian on our server. The top two ranks give us that much monthly, right? Give us $15 a month, and you can get it without having to pay $250 or $150 for those two packages. Very good idea in my opinion. That's why we do it. And Buycraft is very easy to set up. Just change that to subscription and you're good to go. Nevertheless, let's make it, I don't know, $5 to buy. right there, as you can see, a server, and we're just going to enter this now into the packages category, right? We can create new categories, and I'll show you guys how to do that. It's very easy. This doesn't expire. They can be bought as much as we want from as many players as we want. There's no amount of limits a customer can purchase this, right? One person can purchase this 1,000 times if they want. We want it on the Knicks game server, the only server we have set up. No variables because we didn't establish any in the global variables part, and required packages is nothing. Awesome. Don't worry about this. It's really no big deal. There you go. That is it, right? Boom. Awesome. Now, what are these choices? They basically explain themselves. But if you disable it, it won't be shown in the store. That would be, for example, if you're building something offline for a new server you're launching or a new part of your server, and you didn't want it to be live on your store while you're working on it, you can check that. You can disable this option to change the quantity of the package, right? How much of this can someone buy at one time? I think that's a good idea. I only want to buy one sort at a time. Maybe not. One, undo that. Enable the customer to pay how much they want. So, for example, if you're doing donations on your server, that is how you would do that. You would click this, enable the customer to pay how much they want, and they could pay $5,000 for this sort if they wanted to. But in my case, I don't want to be able to do that. Require the customer to choose the server they want it on. For example, if you're running a ton of different servers and they want, under this one store, right, a network of servers, and they want to buy a sword in factions but not in survival, they could choose the faction server over the survival server. They can inherit commands from the lower priced packages, right? So if you have more packages in this, right? For example, if you had a $5 one to buy this sword, and then you had this next one, which is $10 to buy a shovel, right? For whatever reason, you could have it to where if you bought the $10 one, you would also get the shovel. So that's how that works. Reset the limit after the package expires. If you do have an expiration date set on your package, which, where is that at? Right here. Expire after X months. You can have that reset. We don't have that. And inherit commands from lower price categories. We've already explained how that works. Boom. Kind of crazy, isn't it? All right. Now we get to actually give the user the item. Yeah, I know. So what do we want to enter here? Well, we're giving someone a sword, right? It's a diamond sword. So give, and then we want to do name, which is outlined as this right here, right? That bracket, name, that bracket, right? What that is right next to the / command. You will see two things on your keyboard that look like that, right? If you hit shift and hit those buttons, it will make the curly Q style thing right there. So we want to give player name, right? Whatever item. I don't know what the item is off my head, so we'll just say 234 and then 1, right? We want to give them one diamond shovel or whatever that is, diamond sword, right? Click add package, and boom. Now, if someone were to buy this on the server, it would say boom and give them a diamond sword as soon as they bought it. If we want to edit this package, we simply hit the pencil, and we can come down here and add another command. Now, what if this person charge back, right? If they charge back, we have a zero tolerance policy for chargebacks. So what we're going to do is ban, right, name. Boom. That's it. That's simple. And now, if this person charge back, they are banned. Boom. Bottom line. On my server, we usually revert everything. If you buy an item like this on my server and charge back, you get a temporary ban of 2 weeks, which you would do ban name 2 weeks, right like that, for chargeback. That would ban them temporarily for 2 weeks, but in this case, zero tolerance policy, they're banned. Now, if we had update package and someone were to buy that and then charge back the money, then guess what? They get banned from the server for life, or you can make them to where they could buy an unbanned. All right, so now you've added the diamond sword. Now, that's just in the category packages. Sounds very unappealing. Let's add the category right here. We're going to name this category tools, and this category has tools in it. Very simple stuff. You obviously want to make that a lot better. But we can display this package with or without images, which I'll show you how to add, and I forgot to show you that, but we'll go ahead and say with images. We can disable this category. Again, if you're working on something that is soon to be launched, you can do that there. Accumulate the package purchases inside the category, meaning if you purchase like this is perfect for ranks. If someone buys a lower rank, right, and then buys a higher rank, they don't have to pay again for that lower rank. If they buy a rank for $5 and then they want to buy a $10 rank, they can then just pay $5 for the $10 rank. Does that make sense? I hope so. And delete pending expiring commands of other packages in this category upon new purchase. I don't necessarily know what that means, but, well, I do actually. If you have a command set up to happen after something happens and someone upgrades their package, it will expire all of those old commands and won't do those. That's how that works. And order the packages in this category by price. That means the lowest ones are at the top and the most expensive are at the bottom. I like that. Boom, add category. Awesome. Now let's move this tools over here into, or this diamond sword into the tools category. Now we can edit the packages category, again, hitting that, right? And we can come in here and name this unbans, right? Real quick, we're going to make one more thing, update category. Awesome. Now let's create a new package, and let's name this unban. Buy this and get unbanned. And get unbanned, right like that. Boom. Now we can add an image right over here, right? So if we want to upload an image, we can come in here and upload this. You just got a sneak peek of something to come, people. We can upload that. We can hide border or not hide border, and that's going to be the border around the image on the store. So there's that. We've already walked through all of this, so I'm not going to work through it all again. We can come down here, an initial command of unban, right? And then name. Very simple, add package. So now enter a valid price. We've got to add a price. We'll make the unbanned $5 and then now add package. Boom. There we go. Unbans. So what does our store look like now? Let's look. Right click, reload. Ooh, what is that? Yes, you figured it out. Packages or categories right here, unbans and tools, for example, are menu bar items on our menu bar on our store, right? So for example, unbans here and home here are now items on our menu bar. Any categories that you create over here are created as menu bar items right here. So if we go into unbans here and then enter our username as Nick's Games, my username, we can now go ahead and buy, by clicking buy a username, we can add it to our cart up here, and then it takes us to checkout. If you have any coupons, we'll get to those in a second, you can redeem them there, PayPal, enter your billing credentials, and then click purchase. It will then take you off to PayPal to confirm the purchase, and on the server, it'll unban the username that they entered whenever they went to this page first and had to enter a username. Now, here is the diamond sword right here that we created. We can again click that. It'll give us some information. Buying this will give you a diamond sword. Add it to our cart. And now we're buying both an unbanned and a diamond sword at the same time. And we can click this X to get rid of that unbanned because we're not banned on the server, right? So there you go. That's how easy that is on the user interface side, but that's not what we're talking about. Come back over to here. Let's move on down the list. You guys have a basic understanding now of categories and packages, I hope. Categories are the group things in. Packages are the items itself people are going to be buying. Variables. What this is different options people have when they purchase a package. We don't use these on our servers, and I honestly don't have much of an idea as to how they want or how they work. But basically what it is an upseller, right? So you can have it to where someone can do a certain thing, pay a certain amount of extra money, and then get, something extra like that. That's pretty much how it works. I don't have a lot of experience with these. If you do want experience and want help, they do have a great help article on them right here that you can access by just clicking help. But yeah, coupons, these are pretty cool. If you want to be able to add somebody and allow them to have a coupon on your server, like a discount, right? Like 50 off, for example, 50% off. You can choose when it starts or what packages it starts on right here, right? Where does it happen? What does it affect? We're going to say the entire basket that they're checking out with. Discount item, it can be a percentage or an amount. We're going to do percentage because 50% off. Boom. And last but not least, when does this expire? Never expire on a given date or after a redeem limit. We're going to do on a given date. And let's say we'll make it expire on the 31st. Boom. And it can start whenever as well. We'll make it start on the 15th. Why not? Well, the 15th's already passed. We will make it start on Christmas. Boom. Single subscriptions, or how it works on single, you can use it on a single purchase or a subscription purchase or only one. In this case, we'll do only one, and you can set a minimum value for the amount they have to have before they can use it, as well as a redeem limit. How many times can one customer use this? They can use it once in this case. Add coupon, and now 50 off would work. If we go through here and we type in 50 off, I believe is his space there. Redeem. You were not allowed to, let's see, let's come over here and see why that is, maybe. 50 off, active, it's not active yet. Let's activate this coupon, that's it. We'll do it on the first, update coupon, boom. Offer code 50 off, redeem, and boom, there you go, 50% discount off. The price is now $250. That's simple. You can also do store-wide sales here by going to sales and entering a new sale. For example, we'll do 10 off all, right? So this will do 10% off everything. You can do it on certain categories or all categories. We're going to do it on everything. Discount type, you can choose what it is. We're going to do a percentage because 10% off. So 10% off, and start date the 1st, and end date we'll might as well do Christmas or the 31st as well. You can make commands happen, right? For anyone who buys with this sales, they get something special while the sale's going on. We're not going to do that here, and add sale. Now if we come back and go to a category, boom, as you can see, $55, no, slash through it, 10% off, $4.50. So that's pretty cool. And last but not least, you can see banned users, and this is a place where you can ban a user if they have whatever reason, that they commit a chargeback or something like that. You can ban them from being able to buy from your Buycraft store. This does not ban them onto your server right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything from straight through right here. You can see, like, and you can do test payments, for example, if we wanted to do Nick's Games and we wanted to do USD, $5 for an unban, or well, no, we'll do a diamond sword. Crap it, didn't mean to do that. Nick's Games, $5 for a diamond sword, add payment, and boom, it simulates this payment. As you can see, it's completed, all of that stuff. And it's pretty simple there. That's how you can also test things. By the way, if you want to test how something works, you come in here and add it as a payment as someone else buying it. From here, you can also see subscriptions, like, like recurring packages and stuff. And when somebody buys something, it will show up here. Same thing here, by the way. When someone buys something, it will show up here. You can look up customers in your system and view statistics. As you can see, someone has bought something on our server, a simulated package for $5. And it goes through, popular customer is me, Nick's Games. How are these made manually and all of that stuff. It's pretty cool. A lot of extensive stuff going on there. And you can also see how much you made and on what day. And as you can see, we made $5 today, simulated, because it wasn't a real purchase. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we're back to plans and how to upgrade. That is a over almost 30-minute tutorial on how to set up a Buycraft store. I hope this helped you guys out. And using custom things and things like that, you can get a store like this with ranks and unbans and everything. It's all set up using Buycraft, and you can prove that right down here. As you can see, we do have a nifty Buycraft link. I guess you guys can't see that. Here, let me go ahead and... come on now, don't do this to me. Right down there, Buycraft is linked on our store, which is down below, so you can use that as a reference. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And, yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've got more Buycraft tutorials coming your way. I've got tons of Minecraft tutorials every single day of the week. I've been doing this for a while. I'm super consistent, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm Nick's Games, and I'm out, guys. Peace. And here's some videos you guys might want to go check out. On the left is how to make money from your server. So now you've set up your Buycraft store. That video will give you some tips on how you can be EULA compliant and non-EULA compliant for monetizing your server. It'll give you some ideas of ways and things that you can sell on your server. And on the right is Nick's Crafts episode 12. That is my weekly Minecraft survival let's play series where I go play in Minecraft 1.8.1 survival and have some fun. So go check it out. Also, if you've got a YouTube channel and you want to know how to grow it, check out the video on the bottom of your screen. If you click that, that'll actually take you off to a separate channel with tons of videos on growing your very own YouTube channel. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Nick's Games, and I'm out, guys. Peace.